Hi friends, welcome back to another amazing training session. My name is Bowie. I use they, them pronouns, and here we are. Before we jump in, I would like to thank Drummond Street Services and QueerSpace for giving us the support to make these videos so that we can get them out to you, to give you something fun to do at home. Well, I hope they're fun. I think they're fun. Fun is subjective, but they could be fun for some people. I also want to acknowledge that these videos are recorded on the stolen lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. Sovereignty never was and never will be ceded, and I pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. So let us jump into our beginner's body weight training session. We are going to start, as always, with our warm-up. I hope you're getting used to it now if you've done a few of these sessions. Starting at our heads at the top, working our way down. You can just stand, feet around hip width or somewhere comfortable, arms relaxed at your side, and you're going to be looking up, not letting your head sink down, but just looking up, bringing your chin towards the roof, and then looking down, tucking your chin to your collarbone. And I'm going to do 10 up and 10 down. So I'm going to alternate with 20. So that's 2, 3, 4, that's 5. So it's nice and slow. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're going to take our ears and we're going to bring them down to our shoulders. So for this one, making sure our shoulders stay nice and relaxed, hands by your hips, and you're going to tilt your ear down to your shoulder. You're not bringing your shoulder up to your ear. And we're going to do 10 in each direction. So that's 2. It's nice and gentle, getting as far as you can get to. We're not going to get a huge range of movement here. We don't want to cause pain also. So just nice and gentle. That's 5, 6, almost there. 7. It's okay to notice if you're feeling more stretch on one side than the other. That can be totally normal. 1 more each side. And that's 10. Now we're going to be looking left and right. We're going to take our chin and we're going to try and line it up with our collarbone, keeping our shoulders down, our hands relaxed at our sides. I'm going to go 1, I'm going to go 10 in each direction. 2, 3, 4. Just getting where you can get to and not trying to push past that. There's no standard. It's just wherever you're at. That's 7, 8, 9, and 10. Amazing. Moving on to our shoulders now. Now we have 2 options here. We can either shrug our shoulders back, 10 backwards, and then shrug our shoulders forward. If you're someone who's had a shoulder injury, that is probably a safer option. But if you feel comfortable to bring your arm up with it straight up over your head, we're going to do windmill arms. And we're going to circle back, 10 backwards and 10 forwards. We'll do them individually, so not together. I'm going to demonstrate with a straight arm, but feel free to follow along with this however you feel comfortable. So we're going to start going backwards on the right hand. We're going for 10. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we want to be nice and controlled as well, nice and slow. It's 8, 9, and 10. Now we're going to bring it forward. Same side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to swap it over to our left-hand side. Same thing again, keeping our shoulders relaxed, bringing our arm up. We're trying to get it to pass our ear if we're using a straight arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there. 8, 9, and 10, and now we're going to bring it forwards. Same thing again, passing up nice and tall, getting as close to our ear as possible. It's 3, 4, 5. It's okay to have a little bit of hip rotation here. That's about 8. Could be 9, and that could be 10. We'll stop there, it'll be fine. Moving on to wrist circles. We're going to hold our hands out in front of us, and we're just going to circle our palms towards ourselves. We're going to go for 10. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to go back the other way. Push the tops of our hands away from us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's it. Giving our arms a little shake. Taking our feet now, we're going to place them somewhere around hip width. Toes are going to be kind of slightly outwards. Hands are going to come onto our hips because it gives our arms a job. We're going to take our hips now, we're going to push them as far forward as we can. We're going to shift them around to the left. Push our butts out, around to the back, then back around to the right. We're going to do big, slow hip circles. We're going to do 10. So that's 2. 3, making sure we're keeping our chest up. We're moving at the hips, we're not moving our shoulders. 5, an easy way to do that is to find something to look at in front of you. And you stare at that spot, and you keep your chest facing that spot. That's about 8. I'll do 2 more anyway. It's 9. And that's 10. Now we're going to go back the other way. So push our hips forward, and we're going to circle around to the right. Same thing again, finding that spot in front of us and keeping our chest facing at it. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Trying to get as big of a circle as we can. It's 8, 9, 1 more, and 10. You might find your hips feel a bit clunky in certain parts of the circle. It might feel a little bit more like an octagon. Totally okay. If we're a bit tight through our hips and through our butts, it can get a bit clunky as we push around through these corners here. As long as it's not painful, feels a bit stretchy, feels a bit kind of clunky or just squarish, totally okay. We don't worry about that. Moving on to knee circles. We're going to bring our feet together, but if you need to, have them a little bit apart just so you can stay balanced. We're going to give our hands a job by just resting on our legs above our knees. Now we're not leaning weight on our hands here. We're just gently placing our hands there. We're dipping our knees a little, and that's going to hold our torso up. We're going to push them forward, circle around to the left, straight at the back, to the right. I'm going to go 10. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we're going back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh. Coming on to our ankles now. We're going to finish off our joint circles with the ankles. Standing on one foot. If you need to support yourself with a chair, with a wall, a broomstick, anything like that, go right ahead. You want to be able to feel comfortable to move one foot and keep it up off the ground without worrying too much about what the other leg is doing. So do what needs to be done to help you feel stable. Once you're stable, you're going to take your right foot, you're going to bring it up off the floor, standing on your left foot. We're going to circle our right foot outwards for 10. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to circle it inwards for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Putting it back down on the floor and then swapping sides. Our left foot comes up, we circle outwards for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then inwards for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're going to take it down to the floor. Alrighty, we're down on the ground. What we're going to do is come onto our hands and knees. Place our hands flat on the ground. just a little bit in front of our shoulders. We have our active feet, so our toes are curled under, so that we can push our hips up into the air, pushing our chest down to the floor as much as we can, while at the same time pushing our heels down towards the floor as well. From here, we're just going to drop our hips forward, bring our weight forward over our hands, arch our backs, looking up above us. And then pushing our hips back to that starting position. So we're going to do 10 of these. Two. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Trying to keep your knees hovering above the floor throughout this and not allowing them to drop. But if you need them to rest on the ground, that's totally okay. That's about 4. It's 5. 6. As you're pushing back, every time you come back, try and push your heels a little bit more towards the floor. Oh, that's maybe 7. We'll do 3 more. It's 8. 9. 1 more. And 10. Coming down to our hands and knees again. I'm going to sit back onto our heels. We're going to take our hands, we're going to rotate them outwards. And we're going to point them towards our knees as much as we possibly can. Bring our palms down flat on the floor. And then sit down towards our heels just as much as we can to get a stretch up this front section of our arm here. You don't want this to feel painful, so if you're finding it's quite uncomfortable, feel free to just shift your butt away from your heels a little bit. Not leaning too much weight on your hands though. We don't want a lot of pressure here. We really just want a gentle stretch. And we're just going to sit here for around 30 seconds. Nice loose count to 30. Loose counts is what we do best here. As you're doing this, making sure that you're not shrugging your shoulders up towards your ears. Keeping your chest up nice and tall, arms out nice and straight. And just breathing. That's it. This one can feel a bit different because it's not often one that we do, or a position that we really get our arms into, so you might find you have quite a bit of tightness through your forearms. Or even that one side is a bit different. One side might be more tight. And that's okay. Coming up out of that position gently, we're going to take the backs of our hands now. Place them on the floor, fingers pointing towards our knees, palms up. And we're going to do the same thing, sitting back down onto our heels. Again, we're going to go for about 30 seconds. And remembering, we're not letting our shoulders shrug up to our ears, so we don't want to sink down in our chest towards the floor. We want to keep our chest up, facing forwards, facing the direction that we're facing. Shoulders are away from the ears. And this one you're going to be feeling likely up here, but you also might feel it through the palm of your hand into your fingers a little bit. Depending on how tight you are is depending on where those referred sensations are going to end up. So if you're someone with particularly tight forearms, you might be feeling it in a whole lot of places. And that's okay. We feel things where we feel things, and we'll all feel them a little bit differently because our bodies all work a little bit differently. That's it. And once we've done about 30 seconds, which could be around about now, we're going to come up onto our knees. We're going to take the backs of our hands and we're going to place them on the floor, this time with our palms up under our shoulders. And from here, we're going to make sure that our hips are taking a majority of the weight here. We only want a little bit of weight on the backs of our hands right now. And we're going to bring our chest down to the floor, pushing our elbows outwards, coming back up, closing our fist at the top. Remembering that as we open our hands now and lower our backs of our hands to the floor, we don't want our wrists thudding. So we want to be nice and controlled. And we do that by making sure that we have just a good amount of weight on our hands, but not so much that we can't control it. So it's 3, 4, 5, we're going for 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. So we're going to come up to the top with our fists closed, and we're going to keep them closed now. And we're going to do 10 push-ups from this position, keeping our fists closed and our hands under our elbows, which is under our shoulders, in one nice straight line. Allowing our hips to take some of that weight again if we feel we need to. We're just going to bring ourselves down, keeping our elbows tucked in close to our sides this time. And coming up and down. We're going to do 10. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and that's 10. Finishing off now, we're going to have our palms flat on the ground, and we're going to raise them up while keeping our fingers on the floor. This one can be a little bit tricky. It can feel quite uncomfortable through the palms of your hands and even into your fingers. You might feel that the skin feels like it gets really tight or it wants to tear even, but it won't, and it's okay. So not putting too much weight on our hands here, but not having no weight. So we want to just a little bit so that we have a little bit of effort to lift our palms up. And we're going to go for 10. So go 1, remember keeping our fingers down. 2, and just getting your palms up to where you can get to. 3, so it may not be this high, and that's okay. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that concludes our warm-up. Next up, round 1. It's where all the serious business begins. Here we are, friends. Round 1 of today's session. We're going to start with some single leg squats. So what you will need is a trusty chair or a bench, something with no arms. A back is fine, but no arms. So if you've got like a dining chair or something like that, it'll work perfectly. You could also use like a low table if you have a sturdy coffee table, but just something that you can sit on that will hold your weight. Here's a bench I prepared earlier. So once you have your chair set up, you're going to stand about a foot length out in front of it. Now, we're going to take one leg away. So you can either hold it out in front of you or tuck it back behind you, just so long as you're not going to crush your toes as you sit down if your weight shifts a bit much. And we're going to do 10 single leg squats on each leg. So starting with our left leg on standing, our right leg just lifted up. And what you're going to do, keeping your chest up, keeping your eyes up, you're going to sit down and then you're going to stand up. If you need to, you can rest those toes on the ground. If you find you're having too much trouble sitting with those toes up, feel free to just rest your toes on the ground. You just don't want weight on that leg. We don't want to be pushing with that right leg. We want our left leg to be doing the work. So we're going to do again. 2. We're going to do them all on one side first. 3, 4, 5. And so you notice your weight might shift, you might lean just a little bit to that side. Totally okay. So 6, 7, we're almost there. 8, 9. We want to make sure we're maintaining control the whole way down. So we don't want to be thudding onto that chair. And 10. And we're going to swap sides. We're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. You may notice one side is much easier to do than the other. That's okay. That's where we're at. It's really common to have these asymmetries in our bodies, especially if we're, say, right-handed. Our right side is going to tend to always be stronger because we just use it so much more. Set ourselves up. We shift the weight off our left foot this time. Hands up in front of a chest. We sit down and go, where's that chair? There it is. 1. It's 2. 3. Doing well, nice and slow, nice and steady. 4. It's 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, lucky last, and 10. Nicely done. So for this next movement, we're going to stay sitting on our chair. If you've got a back on the chair, totally okay, because what we want to do is we want to shift our hips to the front edge of the chair. We're going to recline a little, so if we've got a back, it can be really nice to have a little bit of support on your shoulders. If you don't have one, totally okay. Feel free to rest your hands just at the back, because we want to hover our feet up off the floor if we can. Or if not, just stretch our legs out so our heels are resting on the floor in front of us, depending on how much of a challenge you want or what feels comfortable. So, totally okay. Legs out in front, heels resting on the ground. Hands are going to be here if you don't have a back on the chair, if you've got a bench or a coffee table or something like that. If you have a chair, feel free to gently hold like under the edges of your chair on the sides. Yes, and we're going to do legs extended out. We're just going to tuck them up and reach them back out. We're going to go for 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and just getting them as high as you can, 9 and 10. So don't feel like you have to get them up to your chest. If you're getting them to here, doing well, friend. Whatever height you're getting them to, totally okay. We work with where we're at. We work with where our own individual bodies allow us to get to. So, back down to the floor now. We're going to do a movement called a kickback. So we're going to be on all fours. Hands are under the shoulders, palms are flat on the floor. We're going to take our right leg. We're going to reach our bottom of our foot straight up to the roof. And we're going to just tuck it back down to our starting position. We're going to do 10 of these. Pushing our leg straight up, keeping that bend in the knee. It's 4, 5. Shifting the weight to the left so our right leg stays nice and light. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then swapping sides. Shifting our weight to the right a little bit. Lifting that foot up, keeping our knee bent. Pushing the base of our foot up to the roof. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's 8, 9, 10. Coming back down gently to the floor. Alrighty. Standing back up, we are back at the top, going to our single leg squats now. You may notice this round is very much targeting your butt. So we're going to start again standing on our left foot, about 1 foot distance out from in front of the chair. Taking the weight off our right foot, shifting our weight just a little bit onto our left so we can balance. Hands are up in front of our chest. Sitting ourselves down nice and slow, nice and controlled. Remember, using as much of our left leg as we can. This leg can stabilize. We're really trying to get that left leg to do most of the work here. It's 2, 3, sitting down with control. Remember, we're not thudding into the floor. Not the chair, not the floor. It's 5, 6, 7, that's it. 8, almost there. 9, 1 more. 10. Whew. Swapping sides. Am I feeling a little burn in the front of your leg here? That's where we want to feel it. As long as there's no pain, no discomfort. If you're finding you're getting pain in your knees or anything like that, feel free to turn that into something with a bit more weight on the opposite foot. So resting as much weight as you need on your raised leg to allow you to comfortably do the single leg squat. So there's no rule that says you have to have only 1 foot down. Work with where you're at so that you can do these that challenges you but is also not painful. Alrighty, when we're ready, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we're almost there, 8, 9, 1 more, 10, standing up here. We want to remember to finish where we start. Now we can sit down though. Don't cut that little corner. Always finish how we started with just standing in this case. So we want to make sure we complete that last rep. We're doing it for us, which means we do all of the things, even though we finish kind of sitting down and we have to sit back down. It's okay. So legs out in front of us again, our heels are resting on the floor, or if we're wanting more of a challenge, we're hovering, but working with where you're at. Bracing ourselves either on the backs of the chair, on the sides of the chair, under the edge there, wherever you feel comfortable. We're going to lean ourselves back a little. We're going to tuck our knees up as high as we can. Stretch them back out. We're going to go for 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost there, 9, and 10. Nicely done. Making our way down to the floor for our kickbacks on our hands and knees. Palms down, hands under our shoulders. Spreading your fingers nice and wide for balance here. We're going to start shifting our weight to the right. Left foot is going to come up off the floor on left knee. Foot stays facing the roof. I'm going to reach it up. Go 1, 2, nice and slow, nice and controlled. 3, we're going for 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Swapping sides. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's it, 8, 9, 10. Standing back up in your own time. We've got one more round to get through. So we're starting from the top, single leg squats, starting with our left foot standing. We take the weight off our right foot. We're about that foot distance in front of the chair. Hands come up to in front of our chest. One more time, we've got this. When we're ready, weights off the right foot. We're sitting down, reaching our hips back, sitting down as gently as we can. I know it gets harder as we get more tired. We're really trying to work with that control. It's 2, 3, 4, it's 5, 6, 7, we're almost there, you got this. It's 8, keep that control. 9, one more. 10, coming back up. Already we're swapping sides. We can do this. Foot's fell on the floor. We take the weight off our left foot. We'll bring our hands up in front of our chest. Let's go. 1, reaching our hips back, standing up. That's it. It's 2, doing well. Nice and slow, nice and steady. 3, remember, sitting down as gently as we can. It's 4, as much weight on our single leg as we can allow. It's 5, 6, we're almost there now. 7, it's 8, 9, 1 more, yes, 10, standing up, now we sit down. One more time with our tuck-ups. Our butt comes to the edge of the chair, legs are together out in front of us, heels resting on the ground. We brace ourselves on the back edge of our chair, the side of our chair, wherever we can hold that helps us to feel stable and comfortable. Now we're going to bring our knees up as close to our chest as we can. 1, leaning back, just a little bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there. It's 8, 9, last one. 10. Whew. Now we make our way down to the floor. Finishing off with our kickbacks. Hands are under our shoulders, knees are under our hips. We've got our active feet on, so our toes are curled under. We're resting on the bottoms of our toes, heels up in the air. We're going to shift our weight to the right, and we're going to bring our left leg up, pushing our heel up and our bottom of our foot up towards the roof. Let's go 1, 2. Remember, we're not swinging here. 3, we're not using momentum. We're nice and slow, nice and controlled. 4, pushing our leg up gently. 5, making it do the work. 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 more, and 10. Bringing it back down, swapping sides. Same thing again, we're shifting our weight to the left this time. Our right leg becomes nice and light. We keep a bend in our knee, push the bottom of our foot up towards the roof. So 1, 2, no swinging. 3, it's all controlled. 4, we don't want to cut corners. It's 5, 6, almost there. 7, 8, 2 more. 9, last one. And 10. Whew. We're done, friends. First round down, second round to go. Let's make it happen. Here we are, friends, round number 2. We are on the floor to start with. We are going to do a low plank. What is a low plank? It is a plank from our elbows being low because we are lower to the ground as opposed to a tall plank when we use a straight arm. So to get into our plank position, it's easiest to start laying flat on your stomach. Just propped up on your elbows. They're going to be under your shoulders, so you've got a nice straight line between elbow and shoulder here. I like to link my hands just gently together for this. I also like to have my feet together, but feel free to put your feet wherever you feel is most comfortable. Some people prefer a wider stance because it just makes it a little bit easier. And if you're new to these, wider feet is okay. A wider base does make for more stability. You can also do these from your knees. So as we come up now, I'll do the knee variation first, and then I'll do one from the toes. So we're going to hold for 20 seconds. A loose 20 seconds. So if we're coming up from our knees, we're just going to lift our hips up off the floor. We don't want to push our butt back though. So everything stays nice and straight. You want to push your elbows away a little bit just to get a little bit of bracing there, and you want to feel tension through your core here. Now, if you're coming up from your toes, I prefer to have my feet together. We're going to be doing exactly the same thing, except that everything comes up in one go, and you want to be kind of pushing forward with your toes and back with your elbows to create that compression and tension in the middle. So whichever variation you choose, try them out, see what works best for you, see what is most comfortable. I'm going to start with on the toes variation, and we're going to go for a loose 20-second count. So when we're ready, everything lifts up, and we brace, and we try and be as tight as we can. So you want to squeeze your butt as tight as you can, as tight as you possibly can. I like to have my legs together also because it allows me to feel how tight I'm squeezing, and it allows me to feel how tight my butt is squeezing. When your legs are apart, it becomes a little bit harder to feel how much tension you're generating. And I'm going to relax. Whew, it was a good 20 seconds. Coming up now, we're going to do what is called a shoulder press up. So these are a little bit different. They're a push-up variation. Is we want to get our shoulders to a little bit more work. So what we're going to do is come up, we're going to poke our butts up into the air. We're going to walk our hands back, pointy butts, and we're going to lower ourselves down and push back up. Now, if this is too much of a challenge, you can use a chair to do the same thing. Pointy butt, down, and coming back up, working like this. Whatever you feel is most comfortable for you. If you are using a chair, making sure that you're bracing it against a wall, because the last thing you want is that thing slipping out away from you and your face planting into the ground. Not the funnest activity. Safety first, friends. So whichever variation you're choosing to try out, explore, see what works best for you. Find what is comfortable. Once you have chosen the one for you, we're going to do 8 of these. So coming up onto our toes, pointy butts in the air, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bringing our knees gently back down to the floor. Whew, they are different. They are quite fun. You'll be feeling that more here, maybe a little bit here. All the good places, friends. We're going to finish off with an inchworm. So you've seen one of those little inchworms? They're like, That's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to start. I like to have feet together. I kind of tend to do that. But wherever you are comfortable from, so feel free to have your feet wide. Really doesn't matter. We all have our personal preferences for things. Totally okay. I like to have feet together. I'm going to bend my knees until I can place my hands flat on the floor. Then I'm going to walk my hands out. Walking, walking, walking. Once I can't walk my hands out anymore, I'm going to walk my feet up to reach my hands. So that, just like a little inchworm. And then turn around. I'm going to do the same thing again. We're going to do 6 of these. So that was 1. Bending down, I walk it out, imagining the inchworm, channeling the inchworm. Little steps. You want your little steps to walk your feet back up. Get as close to your hands as you can. It's okay to bend your knees. Standing back up nice and slowly. That's 2. Making sure as you walk yourself out, you don't want your hips to start dropping here. You want to try and keep a squeezed butt because you want everything nice and strong. Little tiny steps. That's 3. Halfway. Yes. Four. Doing well. Nice turnaround. Taking a rest anytime you feel you need to take a rest here. If you find you're getting dizzy from standing up and down a lot, definitely take that moment. If the world starts closing in, you get that little fuzzy black tunnel that comes along, just take as long as it takes for everything to open back up. Take a few breaths. And we keep going. That was 4. That was 4, right? I think it was 4. We'll go with that. Walking it out. Keeping our hips as stable as possible. Once we're out as far as we can go. Taking those itty bitty little inchworm steps. That's 5. We'll do 1 more. Turning around. Walking ourselves, walking, 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 walking. How far can we reach? Even challenge yourself. See how far you can reach your hands out. See if you can get them out past your eyes. And then when we're ready, 6. Yes. One round down, making our way back down to the floor. We have 2 more times to get through this. So we're going to start from our low planks again. So onto our stomachs. However you can get down onto your stomach. Again, whatever variation you like here, going from your knees, going from your toes, whatever works best for you. Just rock that. And we're going to go for another 20 seconds. So our elbows are on our shoulders. I've got my feet together. If you've got your feet together, bonza. If you've got your feet apart, also bonza. Whatever works, works. And let's go up nice and strong, pushing out towards our elbows away from us and our toes away from us. So we're getting that nice strong compression in the middle, squeezing our butts nice and tight. I'm just going to hold, not letting our hips drop, not letting our butts get super pointy. What do we have? We've got another like 7 seconds. I have a magical big clock on the wall here. Sometimes I look at it. And we're going to relax. Whew. Nicely done. Alrighty. Moving on now. What are we on to? Shoulder push-ups. Yes. Back to these little things. Alrighty now, if you're using your chair to do these, grab your chair. If you're using these from the floor, majestic, stay where you are. And when you're ready, putting our hands under our shoulders, pressing up onto our toes, shifting our weight, butts up in the air. We're going to go for 8 of these. 8 of these? Yes, that is correct. 8 of these. Alrighty, now 1, 2, 3. Looking forward if you can. 4. Watching that ground come right and close to your face. It's 5, 6, 7. 1 more. 8. Gently bringing our knees back down to the ground. More into inchworms. Spending a lot of time kind of in an upside down sort of way today. Seems to be the theme. Also good for us. Flooding blood to our brains. What could be better than that? I'm sure we can all think of better things to be doing than that. But here we are anyway. Alright, we have our 6 inchworms. Feet together, feet apart, whatever works for you. You rock that. Bending our knees down as much as we need to get our hands flat on the floor. And then we start walking. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Reaching out as far as we can. Once we're at that stretch that we can get to, we start walking our feet, creeping our feet close. And then slowly standing up. That's 1. Walking it out. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Controlling that hip swing. 2. The trick with these is those little steps as we walk back up. If you try and do big steps, things tend to topple over. This is number 3. So nice little tiny steps. That's it. 3 to go. We're halfway. Four. 2 more. And we're taking your time with these. Do them as you feel comfortable, so no need to rush through them. It's 5. Number 6. Straightening ourselves up if we need to, giving ourselves little circles, making our way back down to the ground for our last time through, starting with our low plank again. We have 1 more 20-second round to get through. So setting ourselves up. Remember taking your time here, resting as you need. We're not rushing through this. Rest as often as you feel comfortable to do so. So if your heart's like bam, 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 take that time to just breathe till you feel your heart rate slowing down. And that's a pretty good indicator of when you're ready to start again. But don't rest for too long, because it also becomes really easy to just kind of rest and then go, well, maybe I've done enough. It's a little thing our brain does. It kind of tries to trick us like that. So we want to keep on working through, even if we're feeling that voice in our head saying, maybe you've done enough. It's like, yeah, but maybe you could just do one more thing, and then just one more thing, and slowly work your way through that session, because these can be a bit tough sometimes. So doing one thing at a time is a really great way to just work through. So here we are again at our low planks. Elbows are under our shoulders. We're going from our knees or we're going from our toes, whatever is comfortable. Feet together, feet apart, doesn't really matter. It's okay, you work with where you're at. I'm gonna go for 20 seconds. Alrighty, let's go. And we're up. Pushing forward with our toes, pushing back with our elbows, creating that tension in the middle, keeping our butt squeezed nice and tight. We don't want to let our hips drop, but we don't want our hips to be too pointy. Planks are pretty picky when it comes to how you do them. All the things you're not allowed to do. And relaxing. Nicely done. That was our last plank for today. So, a little high five. Yes. Now, we're on to our shoulder push-ups. Last shoulder push-ups of the day also, unless you feel free to do more on your own. I am not one to stop people from doing that. But these are last ones with me. So, setting ourselves up into position. Hands are just forwards of our shoulders. Hips back, butt is pointing to the sky. Remember, you can do these from a chair as well. Feel free to do them however you feel best to do them. And we're going 1, 2, 3, halfway, 4, 5, 6, and bringing our knees down to the floor to finish off with our inchworms. Oh wait, no, we're doing 8, not 6. 6 is the next one. Oh, we almost got away a bit short there. 2 more, yes. 5, no, 7, 8. Numbers, overrated. We did 2 extra because we needed to. Now we're on to 6 inchworms. Oh, good thing this blackboard is here telling me what to do. Who knows what would happen? It would be anarchy. Standing up in your own time. Remember, resting as you need. When you're ready, we have 6 inchworms. 6 inchworms to do. Yes, we're right on that. So setting yourself up, feet together, feet apart. Doesn't matter. Bend your knees as much or as little as you need to get your hands to the floor. Once they're there, plop them down and start creeping your way out like a little inchworm. Creepy, creepy, creepy. Getting out as far as we can stretch. Keeping our butt nice and tight. Getting our feet to follow. It's like, come on, feet, catch up. Here they come. Bending our knees as much as we need to. Slowly standing up. That's 1 down. Yes. Working our way through. Walking it out. Try and be nice and light with your hands. So the noisier our movements are, the more we tend to be not controlling them so well. So try and be as quiet as you can with your movements. That helps us maintain control of them. It's 2. And when we're maintaining control, the movements are harder, which means we're working more, but it means we get to work more. It's a win. More things are working, more benefits are happening. This is number 3. Walking it out. That's the way. Creeping those feet up. Did I say that was 3? I think so. Halfway. Unless I'm making it up and this is actually not, but this could be 4. This is where we're at now, friends. Control has been lost. Creeping it up. 2 more. Regardless of what number we're at. 2 more. Reaching it out. Last one. Yes. Last inchworm of the day. Now, I bet you thought we were done here, but we have one more little tiny mini round to get through. 2 minutes. We have a 2-minute finish up because they're fun. You're gonna love it. Here it comes, friends. Here we are, friends, our last 2 minutes. I know you were waiting for this. You probably weren't waiting for this, but here it is anyway. 2 minutes. We're going to do 10 toe touches. What's a toe touch? Name is somewhat descriptive of the action we will be taking. We're going to start on our back. We're going to take our legs and we're going to bring them up into the air. Arms are going to come up and we're going to reach to touch our toes. If you can't touch your toes, doesn't matter. Touch wherever you can touch. If you can only touch to here, touch to here. If you can touch your ankles, touch your ankles. Doesn't matter. We're going to reach as high as we can, reaching for our toes. We're going to do 10 and then we're going to pop up and we're going to do 10 squats. So we're going to go non-stop for 2 whole minutes. So make your way down to the floor, get your legs up in the air, get your arms up in the air, assume the position, and let's go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Legs come down. Standing up however we're comfortable to stand up, taking our time if we need to. Squats, feet somewhere around hip width apart, toes slightly outwards, hands up in front of our chest, bending our knees and hips at the same time, coming down as low as you can. 1, 2, as low as you can and still get back up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's it, almost there. 8, 9, 10. Making our way back down to the floor. Back to our toe touches. Oh, we've got a minute to go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. I love getting up and down off the floor. Let's keep this going. Feet somewhere around hip width. Toes slightly outwards. Hands in front of our chest. Eyes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's away. 6, 7, 8, almost there. This is going to finish us. 9 and 10. Whew. 2-minute finisher, friends. Well done. I hope you really enjoyed this session. Work through it in your own pace and just feel good afterwards. Feel a little bit worked, a little bit energized, a little bit like you just did something totally plop and rad. I will see you all next session. Light intervals. Yes. Have a good day, friends.